had too much time on my hands, and that was the problem. A few months earlier, I had graduated early, something I thought would feel like freedom. Instead, it felt like I'd slipped into a gap between two versions of my life. My job didn't start until June. My friends were still buried in finals, and I was left alone with long, empty days that stretched out like something unfinished. I've never been good with idleness. Silence, especially, has a way of turning against you. So when my mom asked if I could drive down and check on my Uncle Rick's beach house, I said yes almost immediately. It sounded simple. 2-hour drive, check the plumbing, make sure nothing was broken, stay a few hours, maybe head back before dark. I should have stuck to that plan. Rick's house sat in a quiet neighborhood near the beach, far enough from the shoreline to avoid the noise, but close enough that you could still smell the salt in the air. It was the kind of place built for chaos, family gatherings, loud laughter, too many people packed into too many rooms. But that day, it was empty. Completely empty. No voices, no footsteps, no background noise of life. Just stillness. I walked through each room with Rick's checklist in my hand. Faucets, breakers, windows, everything seemed fine, too fine, like the house had been holding its breath. By the time I finished, it was already getting late. I hated driving at night, always have. So I texted my mom, told her I'd stay the night and head back in the morning. She agreed without hesitation. That's how I ended up choosing the master bedroom. Normally, during family trips, I'd get stuck in one of the cramped rooms upstairs. But this time, I had the entire house to myself. A bigger bed, a private bathroom, a quiet night. It felt like an upgrade. I fell asleep around midnight. I don't know what time I woke up, but I woke up suddenly, like something had pulled me out of sleep. At first, I thought it was a dream, but then I heard it again. A soft, dull thump. From the closet, my eyes drifted toward it slowly. The door was closed, still, harmless, but something about it felt wrong. My heart started racing, even though nothing had happened yet. My body was tense, like it already knew something my mind hadn't accepted. You're imagining things, I told myself. I squeezed my eyes shut, forcing myself to relax, and for a moment, it almost worked. Then it happened again. Another thump. Clear this time. Inside the closet, my eyes opened just a fraction, and that's when it hit me. I couldn't move, not like before, where fear holds you still. This was different. This was complete. My body was locked in place like it no longer belonged to me. And then, the closet door creaked open. Slowly, painfully slow. Every inch felt deliberate, controlled. A figure stepped out, dark, human, silent. He didn't rush, didn't stumble, didn't hesitate. He just walked out of the closet and stopped beside my bed, watching me. I could feel it. Even through barely opened eyes, I knew he was looking directly at me, waiting. For what? I didn't know. Seconds stretched into something unbearable. I tried to breathe quietly, tried not to react, tried to disappear into the mattress beneath me. Then, without a word, he turned and walked out of the room. The footsteps didn't go downstairs. They went up, to the 3rd floor. My stomach dropped instantly. There was no exit up there, nowhere to go, which meant he was still inside the house. The moment the footsteps faded, something in me snapped. Control came rushing back all at once. I grabbed my phone with shaking hands and dialed 911, forcing myself to whisper, "There's someone in the house." I locked the bedroom door as quietly as I could and waited. Every second felt like it might be my last. The police arrived faster than I expected. Red and blue lights washed over the windows, and for the first time that night, I felt something close to relief. I ran downstairs and let them in. They searched everything, every room, every corner, and found nothing. "He probably slipped out," one of them said. I knew that wasn't true. I'd heard him go upstairs. There was no way out. I called Rick. He didn't hesitate. "Tell them to search again." So they did. This time, more carefully, checking windows, tapping walls, opening everything twice. That's when they found it. A window on the 3rd floor, unlocked, One officer went outside. I followed him. I didn't want to be inside that house anymore, not even for a second. He swept his flashlight across the yard, then slowly lifted it toward the roof. And that's when we saw him. He was sitting there, just sitting, watching. A bald man, filthy, thin. His clothes hung off him like they didn't belong. He didn't run, didn't react, just stared. Empty. Like none of this mattered. They got him down in cuffs, said he was probably homeless, squatting. Maybe he'd been there for days, maybe longer. But there's one thing I still can't understand. Why the closet? Out of that entire house. Why hide in the one place where I was sleeping? And sometimes, late at night, I think about something worse, something I can't shake. If I'd followed routine, if I'd slept upstairs like I always did, I wouldn't have heard the closet, I wouldn't have seen him, and he wouldn't have needed to hide. He would have been waiting. I've never been the kind of person who chases chaos. No parties, no random hookups, no reckless nights that blur into something you regret in the morning. My life has always been structured, safe, predictable. Work, gym, books, sleep, repeat. So when Lindsay invited me to her family's beach house for the weekend, I almost said no. Almost. But something about it felt deserved. A break. A small deviation from routine. I didn't know it would become the one weekend that rewired how I see people forever. Lindsay's house didn't look like a beach house. It looked like a fortress. All glass, sharp edges, minimalist design, more like a high-end safe house than somewhere people laughed and drank and slept. It sat slightly removed from everything else with its own stretch of private beach. Beautiful and isolated. There were 4 of us. Me, Lindsay, Sabrina, and Thea. We decided to sleep in the same room, like we were kids again. 2 bunk beds, shared bathroom, late-night conversations. It felt harmless, comfortable, normal. That first night, we took drinks down to the beach. Music played softly from a speaker. The ocean stretched endlessly in front of us. The sky was clear, filled with stars that didn't exist back in the city. It felt safe. That was the first mistake. We noticed the light before we saw them, a faint flicker in the distance, moving, back and forth, like someone walking with a flashlight. At first, we just watched, quiet, curious. Then came the laughter, male voices, relaxed, friendly. 3 guys emerged from the darkness, around our age, maybe a little older. They smiled, said hi, sat down with us like it was the most natural thing in the world. And for a while, it was. We talked, drank, laughed. Thea was especially into it. She always is. Sabrina followed her energy. Lindsay stayed somewhere in the middle. I stayed quiet, watching. An hour passed, maybe more. Then one of them suggested we go back to their place. I felt it immediately. That subtle shift. Nothing obvious, nothing you could point to, just wrong. I'm gonna head back, I said. They tried to convince me to stay. Not aggressively, just enough to make it feel casual. I smiled, shook my head, left anyway. Behind me, I could hear the others agreeing to go. That sound stayed with me longer than it should have. I got back, washed up, and went to bed. Sometime after 3 a.m., my phone rang. FaceTime. Lindsay. I answered, half asleep. She was screaming. They took them. They took Sabrina and Thea. Everything in my body went cold. I don't remember getting dressed. I don't remember grabbing the keys. I just remember running. Barefoot at first, then shoes, then the car. Lindsay was still on the phone, her voice shaking as she told me where to go. They're heading left about 10 houses down. Dark SUV, please hurry. I drove like I didn't care if I lived or died. The road was empty. No headlights, no witnesses, just me and the sound of my own breathing. Then I saw it. A car ahead, moving slowly. I hung up and called the police, gave them everything. Location, direction, description. They told me to keep my distance, so I did. Barely. The flashing lights appeared out of nowhere. Red, blue, blinding. The SUV slowed. Didn't run, didn't panic, like they thought it was nothing. I pulled over, watched. The police dragged them out at gunpoint. All three. Faces I had seen smiling less than 2 hours ago, now empty, cold, different. Then one of the officers opened the trunk, and I stopped breathing. Sabrina, Thea, bound, bruised, alive. I don't remember crying. I don't remember moving. I just remember the silence that followed. Later, we learned the truth. It wasn't their house. They had broken into it. They'd done this before. Maybe not exactly the same, but enough. Enough to know what they were doing. Lindsay told us what happened after I left. One of the guys got angry when she refused to stay, too angry. She left, then realized she forgot her purse. And when she came back, she saw them forcing Sabrina and Thea into the car. If she hadn't gone back, no one would have known. If I hadn't left early, I would have been in that car too. People like to say you can tell when something is wrong, that instincts will warn you. That danger has a feeling. They're only half right. Because sometimes it feels like laughter, like harmless conversation, like three guys on a beach, smiling in the dark.